Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, extreme sports games were all the rage. You had skateboarding, snowboarding, BMX, even a few scooter games thrown in the mix. And then finally there was motocross and sledding, snowmobiling. I'm going to go with snowmobiling. In 1999, EA Canada would release Sledstorm to the world, published of course by Electronic Arts themselves. Now I know that even mentioning EA nowadays instills fear in people, but don't worry, this was the 90s. There's no loot boxes and no microtransactions here. Sledstorm would have you manning your sled to do sick tricks and place first against your opponents on a series of courses. A couple years later, in 2001, Devious Studios would release Motocross Mania under Take-Two Interactive's publication. That's right, the same Take-Two Interactive that has not one, but two companies that try to leech the consumer of all the money that they have. Modern day company opinions aside, both Motocross Mania and Sledstorm were two games that I played a lot growing up. Having not played either of them in a long time, I thought it would be a fun idea to see if they still hold up today, and if so, which is the better choice in a head-to-head battle. I'll be excluding certain aspects of this competition such as gameplay, seeing as both games are just racing games with different skins on them, and instead be focusing on characters and customization, the single-player campaign, and level design. I've got my scoreboard here, so let's get started with characters and customization. Motocross Mania doesn't have a predetermined character, but instead it has a generic rider and bike that can be customized with different colors for you to choose from for each. This allows you to project yourself into the game and customize to your own liking. Sledstorm, on the other hand, has 6 initial characters to select from. These include Cool Shades Guy Ryan, Suit Too Tight Tracy, I Heart New York City Geo, probably related to Trevor from GTA Travis, Cool Chick Nadia, and Jay. Friggin' Jay. I feel like somebody sent him the wrong invitation because he showed up with a snowboard for some reason, and now I just want to see him going through these courses on the snowboard while everybody else speeds past him on their sleds. Each character also has different attributes that make them better or worse for particular challenges in the game. While I prefer being able to project myself into the game and believe that I won motocross fame on my own, I think EA taking the time to design characters and distribute attributes to them gives them the leg up on this one. So points gonna have to go to Sledstorm for this one. Moving on to the single player campaign, both Sledstorm and Motocross actually have pretty similar campaigns. Sledstorm's campaign has you start your journey with a small amount of money that can be used to buy upgrades for your sled. Successfully completing the race will net you more cash that can be used between races to further upgrade your machine and help you claim victory over your opponents. One downside to the campaign is that you're actually required to place first in each of the 4 races you'll partake in. Second place isn't good enough here. Similar to 1080 snowboarding, you have 3 attempts to complete the entire campaign challenge. Motocross Mania's campaign, similar to Sledstorm, has you completing races to earn money and upgrade your bike. Motocross's campaign consists of 3 2-race sets per speed class, starting with 125 miles per hour and ending at 450 miles per hour. You can choose the length of your campaign, which will affect the difficulty, how many other opponents participate, and how many laps there will be per race. After each set of 2 races, you'll be ranked and rewarded a medal depending on where you currently are in the rankings. After all 6 races, provided you've successfully placed first overall, you'll be given a trophy and proceed to the next speed class. There's also 2 different modes you can select from, Motocross and Supercross. Motocross has you on more outdoor tracks, while Supercross has you on more indoor stadium tracks. While the campaigns are fairly similar, I think Motocross is actually going to get the point here, mainly due to the fact that there are more options to choose from and just more content to take up your time. The final category I want to talk about is level design. Motocross Mania has great level design, honestly. It's not just dirt on a track while you go around in circles over and over again. They're well thought out and thematic tracks that range from grassy plains to snow-covered mountains to castle-filled areas. Death Valley is probably one of the best courses in a realistic racing game. Its horror aesthetic really makes me feel like these people are racing through this skull-infested dimension. Add on that you have indoor tracks as well, which, to be fair, due to the indoor nature of the Supercross formula, are a little less inspired. There are so many courses to choose from that keep the game fresh. Sledstorm, on the other hand, well, there's snow. Yep, lots of snow. And I know that's a really unfair thing to criticize about a game about snowmobiling, it's kind of a requirement, but the courses just feel the same. You go around snowy tracks of different shapes and it gets a little repetitive. Because of this, I have to give the point to Motocross Mania for its variety and great level concepts. And there you have it, that's Motocross Mania versus Sledstorm. While I did really enjoy both of these games growing up, and both of them are really great games in their own right, there are better racing games out there. But between Sledstorm and Motocross Mania, Motocross Mania is the definite winner, and I definitely recommend you go try it out if you're a fan of racing games or if you're a motocross fanatic. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's review, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.